Stack and Sats Day to the entire crypto fam. In today's show, Bitcoin traders call for a calm as the Bitcoin price action slips 10% in a week. Also breaking news, $23 billion banking group CIS to launch Bitcoin and crypto funds this July. Smart money is waking up. Also, more breaking news, the Argentine Central Bank has just suspended operations for today and Monday. That's right, apparently Argentina's central bank ran out of dollars and started stealing local banks' customer US dollar deposits to fill that hole. Now that's no longer working, so they're announcing a bank holiday. Can't make this stuff up. Also in today's show, Bitcoin Lightning Network is 1,000x cheaper than Visa and MasterCard. I'll be breaking down this data, as well as BRICS Nation is buying massive amounts of gold ahead of a plan to dethrone the US dollar. We'll also be discussing De-Dollarization and looming capital flight from the US will boost the Bitcoin price, says BitMEX founder Arthur Hayes. Also in today's show, this will be Bitcoin's price during the next halving, according to PlanB's stock to flow model. Quoting him here on crypto Twitter, in my opinion, the halving will probably be at the stock to flow model value of $60,000. And Bitcoin will pump after the halving, just like in 2012, 2016, and the 2020 halvings. Also in today's show, why Max Keiser is highly optimistic about Bitcoin cracking $220,000 in a flash. Quoting him here, this is going to be a fun ride to 220,000. 220,000 will come in a flash, and then the real bull market starts. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. And today's episode is brought to you by Coin Tracking, the #1 leader for cryptocurrency tracking and tax reporting. Coin Tracking analyzes your trades and generates real-time reports on profits and losses, the value of your coins, realized and unrealized gains, and reports for taxes, plus so much more. In fact, it's free to get started and sign up. Use my referral link in the description below. I highly recommend their full tracking service. The full service, you're going to get a 10% discount on any package by using my referral link. And some of the highlights, by subscribing to full service, you're going to receive help in tracking your crypto transactions, making sure your imports are correct. And the service includes account cleanups, data preparation, clarifying crypto tax questions, plus so much more. And as you can see, the different packages offered on this page. For example, with the expert review package, a coin tracking expert reviews your profile and creates a report with identified issues and possible solutions. With the account services package, an agent will do all the necessary work for you. So in the end, you can have a tax report, which is as accurate as possible. Again, it's free to sign up. Use my referral link in the description below, and any package that you do choose to sign up for, you're going to get a 10% discount, making this a no-brainer. Get registered today, and let's get this crypto, shall we? And welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1259. I'm your host, JV. Happy Saturday, Stack and Sats Day. Today is April 22nd, 2023. And as we can see here on the market watch, we got Bitcoin only down now 1.6% for the day as it just started to repump, trading at 27,600. We got Ether down 1.6%, trading back under $1,900, while XRP and BNB are both in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we got the crypto market cap sitting just above 1.1 trillion with about 40.5 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the rise at 45.7%, with the Ether dominance at 19.3%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we got Zilliqa leading the pack, up 4%, trading above 3 cents, followed by Render Token, up 3%, trading at $1.78, followed by BTT. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, massive overall losses for the overall crypto market, with just a handful in the green. Some of the biggest losers include OKB, FTT, and SNX. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, one of my favorite indicators. As you can see, we're currently rated neutral, which is a 53. Yesterday, a 50. Last week, a 68. And last month, a 57 in greed. So there you have it. And now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis and check out the charts and see what's popping. As you can see, Bitcoin barely held 27,000 on April 22nd as another round of losses left the bulls with very little firepower. Here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin preserving 27,000 on the day after the Wall Street trading week ended on a sour note. And in contrast to the U.S. equities, which managed to seal modest gains on the day, Bitcoin continued to suffer as analysts warned of a return to nearer to 25,000. And with that, Bitcoin was down 10% for the week and 4% in April thus far overall. And according to data from monitoring resource CoinGlass, amid a dramatic turnaround in fortunes versus much of Q1. For popular trader Credible Crypto, here's what he had to share. If your macro thesis on Bitcoin has changed because of a $2,000 pullback after a 10,000 plus vertical rally from 19 to 30,000 plus, you're doing it wrong. I agree with Credible Crypto, but let me know your thoughts. And also, as shared here, the last major retest we had at 19,000 before our rally to 30,000 plus, a retest of 25,000 here would be logical and healthy, is stated. Now, financial information resource Stock Money Lizards agreed, telling Twitter followers that the road higher may be slow and steady. Quoting him here, after these huge green candles, we usually find some cool down, it wrote. Short to mid-term still bullish for 3 months, but don't expect it to go too fast. And crypto analyst CryptoCon delivered similar conclusions on the basis of the latest movements of the relative strength index used to determine overbought and oversold conditions at given price points. The RSI can help offer insights into forthcoming price trends. Quoting them here, short-term Bitcoin price action seems grim, but behind the scenes, the weekly RSI has broken out of a 6-year downtrend and is now attempting to make support. Bitcoin is now at a decision point: continue the 2019 parabolic price action or take the healthier, steady 2015 approach. So there you have it. And trader Scoo, meanwhile, delved into the potential of a near-term price target for Bitcoin, focused on the moving averages. The zone north of 25,000 remained the principal point of interest, with the 200-week moving average residing at $25,850. So there you have it. Now, market composition remained apt to liquidate the traders, with CoinGlass data showing April 22nd costing crypto longs another $173 million. Now for some breaking news just in, $23 billion banking group CIS to launch Bitcoin and crypto funds this July as the smart money is waking up. Let's freaking go. In other major news around the world, the Argentine Central Bank just suspended operations for today and Monday. Foreign payments have been suspended. There are no more dollars, it seems. That's right. Apparently, Argentina's central bank ran out of dollars and started stealing local bank customers' US dollar deposits to fill that hole. So keep that in mind next time you deposit any of your money into the bank, as if it could happen in Argentina, it could happen in the United States as the bank runs continue and we're witnessing in real time the death of the dollar. So there you have it. And now let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the Bitcoin Lightning Network, which has been going parabolic, and great fundamentals of the network right now. Fresh data from CoinGlass demonstrates the Bitcoin Lightning Network is significantly cheaper to use, obviously, than the legacy payment networks. The median fee rate or cost or sending value across the Lightning Network is 0.0029%, which is 1,000 times cheaper than that of MasterCard or Visa payment processors, truly making Bitcoin Lightning Network in a league of its own. No comparison to Visa or MasterCard. James Check, lead analyst at Glassnode, said that the median fee rate, or the fee charged per 1 Bitcoin sent across the network, is currently 3,000 Satoshis. That is equivalent to 84 cents to send 28,800 worth of value, which is a fee of 0.0029%. Pretty remarkable when you think about it. Yeah, you can say that again. And in a post on the Nostr social media protocol, Bitcoin analyst Dylan LeClaire noted that this rate is many times less than that charged by major credit card companies. Quoting Dylan, the median fee rate for transfers over the Lightning Network is anywhere from 60,000% to 140,000% more efficient than that is currently being charged by the legacy credit card processors. 0.003% median fee rate compared to 1.5% to 3.5%. So yeah, no comparison. The Lightning Network is a layer 2 payment solution built atop the world's largest crypto, which was first proposed as a way to make Bitcoin effective as a payment method. These data points demonstrate that it is not only fast, but obviously low cost, with the median fee rate being steadily trending lower since November of 2021. Now, legacy payment networks such as Visa and MasterCard charge merchants a fee of 2 to 3% per transaction, making them an expensive option for businesses. And also, in an upcoming Cointelegraph documentary shot in Cape Verde. The business owner of one of the few businesses to accept Bitcoin explained that accepting foreign Visa and MasterCard cost over 8%. So if you were a business, which would you prefer? You know what I mean? A fraction of a percent, or would you want to pay up to 3% to use merchants such as Visa and MasterCard? Now, moreover, Glassnode checks refer to users who run their own nodes. And their own channels. Many Lightning users take advantage of custodial wallets, such as the wallet of Satoshi or Alby, to make micropayments on social media apps, such as Nostr. And some Bitcoin early adopters have noted the growing preference for custodial solutions. As we all know, not your keys, not your cheese. And furthermore, the throughput of the Lightning Network could be called into question, check, explain. Of course, we must also consider that the typical channel is smaller than 1 Bitcoin. The medium channel size is 0.02 Bitcoin, and that mean is 0.08 BTC. So overall, the Lightning Network remains well suited to payments below $1,000. And as you can see in this chart on your screen, the channel size is trending higher, but still well under $10,000. And in such an environment, payments over $1,000 may be better suited to the Bitcoin base chain in order to avoid payment failure or misfire. So there you have it. How many of you have actually ever used the Bitcoin Lightning Network, and what's your favorite way to use it, through which application? Let me know your thoughts. There's obviously OpenNode, there's Strike, and there's many different ways to be using that Bitcoin Lightning Network. Now let's discuss what's happening with the US dollar around the world as the BRICS are ushering in mass quantities of gold, and then we'll discuss de-dollarization. Then we'll discuss a Bitcoin price prediction from PlanB, creator of the Bitcoin stock-to-flow model, suggesting we hit 60,000 at the time of the halving, and then we obviously go parabolic after. And then we'll dive into Max Keiser's $220,000 Bitcoin price prediction. So here we go. A group of economically aligned nations are purchasing massive amounts of gold as they prepare to end their reliance on the US dollar. According to a new report from US global investors, the nations known collectively as BRICS are piling into the precious metal and will continue to be huge buyers of gold for the foreseeable future. That's right. The firm's CEO and chief investment officer, Frank Holmes, says the mass accumulation of gold led by China aligns with the theory that the world is on a long-term path to economic bifurcation, if I'm pronouncing that word right. And quoting him here, if you look back at the list of net buyers of gold, you'll notice that all three are members of the BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa countries. I point this out because, as I've been sharing with you for a couple of weeks now, we may be seeing the emergence of a multipolar world with a US-centric world on one side and a China-centric world on the other. For the first time ever, BRICS countries' share of the global economy has surpassed that of the G7 nations, which include Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK, and the US, on a purchasing parity basis. And according to the report from the World Gold Council, China has added a whopping 102 tons of gold to its stockpile since the start of the year. And did you see breaking news the other day? Over $100 million worth of gold was stolen from an airport in Canada, making it the largest North American gold heist in history. Yeah, so they're hoarding gold. And gold is the key to this potential multipolar economic future, says Holmes, as it will likely be used to back the creation of a new currency that does not utilize the US dollar. So new incoming currency to replace the US dollar? Seems like it. Quoting them here, the BRICS need the precious metal to support their currencies and shift away from the dollar, which has served as the global foreign reserve currency for about a century. More and more global trade is now being conducted in the Chinese yuan, and there are reports that the BRICS, which could eventually include other important emerging economies such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, and more, are developing their own medium for payments, as they should. Now, BRICS nations are reportedly in the early stages of designing a new currency that aims to end the global dependence of the dollar. It remains to be seen just how effective their efforts will be, with early critics like billionaire Shamath P stating that China will never effectively de-dollarize as long as the yuan remains pegged to the US dollar. So there you have it. How do you think this is likely to play out? And how many of you are also bullish on gold? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's discuss the de-dollarization. According to the BitMEX founder Arthur Hayes, he says that one likely is to fight over the US dollar's dominance is Bitcoin. In a new blog post, he tells his 73,000 followers China's effort to get other countries to move away from the dollar in trading certain commodities like oil will likely cause them to look to diversify their assets. He says that countries will likely eventually discover that Bitcoin is one of the best assets as a store of value. Quoting Arthur Hayes, as countries start looking out for their own best interests rather than serving the slaves alternatives to the Western financial system, central banks of the global south will diversify how to save their international trade income. The first choice will be to increase gold allocations, which are already underway. And as Bitcoin continues to prove it is the hardest money ever created, I expect that more and more countries will at least start to consider whether it's a suitable savings vehicle alongside gold. Hayes predicts that a time will come where there are various currency blocks, but no global reserve currency, and there will all hegemony, and there will be less demand for U.S. financial assets, which would set up Bitcoin for a key role. Quoting him again, do not let the financial media present this in either or decision between the dollar and the yuan. Do not let the lapdogs of the empire convince you that due to certain deficiencies in the Chinese economy, there is no currency ready to dethrone the mighty dollar. They are playing at misdirection. It is in the coming years, the world will conduct a trade in a multitude of currencies and then save when needed in gold, and maybe sometime in the near future, Bitcoin. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Arthur Hayes, and do you think eventually Bitcoin will become one of the many well-reserved currencies? Holla at your boy. And if that did occur, where do you think that would likely send the Bitcoin price action? And towards the end of the show, I'll be reading everyone's comments out loud during the live Q&A. But now for our next story of the day, let's discuss PlanB with his prediction of a $60,000 Bitcoin price at the time of the next halving. Despite its previous success, the stock-to-flow model attracted numerous opponents in the past year, given its failure to predict the 2022 Bitcoin price. Its creator, PlanB, remains a believer and outlined a possible scenario in play for Bitcoin for the next halving. Let's break it down. A lot can be said about the stock-to-flow model of the past several years, with most Bitcoin maxis supporting it, giving its bullish price predictions, while many others have criticized it in times of inaccuracy. It takes under consideration the stock and the size of existing reserves and the flow, which is the annual supply of Bitcoins on the market. The model had a good run for the first few years after PlanB laid it out, hitting several of its targets like clockwork, and however, it failed to come even close to reaching its most recent projections, including surpassing the six-figure price tag by the end of last year, despite PlanB's assertions. Now, the halving, the event that slashes the Bitcoin production by half approximately every 4 years, is an essential part of the model since it reduces the flow. Now, with the next one supposedly to take place in less than a year, according to the current estimations, PlanB outlined where the Bitcoin price will be at that point. He asserted that the asset will trade at around 60,000 or more than 2x from its current price and will keep going up after the fourth halving takes place. Quoting him here on crypto Twitter, saying stock-to-flow model is wrong, invalid, or broken means saying Bitcoin price pumps after 2012, 2016, and 2020 halvings are coincidences, random, unrelated to the halvings. Possible, but I disagree. In my opinion, the 21 million market cap, supply schedule, and the 4-year halving cycle are fundamental to the Bitcoin price. And in my opinion, the halving will probably be at stock-to-flow model value 60,000, which you can see in this chart in the dark blue, and Bitcoin will pump after the halving, which you can see in the red, just like in 2012, 2016, and the 2020 halvings. Let me know if you agree or disagree with PlanB. And he also touches upon Metcalfe's law, which argues that the financial value or impact of the network is proportional to the number of connected and operating users to substantiate the Bitcoin price prediction. And although Metcalfe's law typically refers to a certain type of network, the Bitcoin blockchain also works as one, as it has been increasing in terms of active users and Bitcoin hodlers. Quoting him again here, Metcalfe's law says value of a network equals the number of users squared. Stock-to-flow model says value of an asset equals scarcity cubed. So if stock-to-flow 2x and then value 8x, in April 2024 halving, well, 2x. Bitcoin stock-to-flow, probably nothing. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with PlanB. And now for the moment you have all been waiting for, let's break down Max Keiser's $220,000 Bitcoin price prediction, and then we'll dive right into some live Q&A. So here we go, and shout out to Max Keiser and Stacy Herbert. Here we go. Max is once again doubling down on his jaw-dropping $220,000 price prediction. In a March 21st tweet, Keiser said $220,000 would come in a flash, and then the real bull market would commence. Keiser was responding to a tweet noting that the U.S. officials are making the perfect environment for Bitcoin to go parabolic, referring to reports that the Federal Reserve and the Treasury will need $17 trillion to guarantee all bank deposits should the current bank crisis deepen. And we have been witnessing this bank crisis deepen happen in real time. Also, another recent tweet after Bitcoin surpassed 30,000, he wrote, "This is going to be a fun ride to $220,000. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Max." Now, Keiser's forecast is a sign of bullishness in the crypto market after the industry faced harsh sledging of the crypto bear market set in last year, a time when the prices plunged and multiple crypto-focused firms went under. Now let's discuss a mega breakout in the cards. Bitcoin had surged. Bitcoin has surged roughly up to 90% when we surpassed 31,000 for the year, and I believe we hit over 80% for the first quarter. I know minimal at 70%, so we're having a hell of a run. But with that being said, Keiser is not the only crypto bull who contends that Bitcoin has more headroom. We also know the ex-Coinbase CTO Balaji predicted Bitcoin would soar to $1 million in less than 90 days due to hyperinflation in the United States. And with Bitcoin having breached 28,000 for the first time in 9 months, it means that if Balaji's prediction comes to pass by June 17th, the dominant crypto will have attained yet another historical high. So what are your thoughts surrounding Max Keiser's 220,000 price prediction and Balaji's $1 million price prediction by June 17th? And also, Max wrote here, referring to Daniela Cambone when he was interviewed by her, I believe this was November or December of last year, so approximately 4 or 5 months ago. Daniela was extremely bearish on the King crypto, and she couldn't stand Max's bullishness because, everyone was anticipating Bitcoin revisiting potentially sub 10,000, and Max was like, no, the network fundamentals have never been stronger. So he wrote this a little bit ago. This was at 15.8 just a few weeks ago. I explained every 1,000 days after the halving, we hit a cycle low, and now we'll see all new all-time highs. I've been right for 12 years. We're at 23,000. This was, again, a few weeks back, on our way to 220,000 this cycle, so it's hilarious. And if you didn't watch this interview between Daniela Cambone and Max Keiser, I'll include it in the show notes below the video in the description so you can check it out firsthand. And then, so with that being shared, fam, and we are pumping, which you got to love and you got to respect the pump. Welcome to everyone in the live chat. Statwise James, Mega Don, Nathan Roth, Mike Well, Bitcoin Treaty, Mark Thomas, Mega Don. It's good to see y'all in the building. I'm going to scroll up to the very top. Mike M, good morning to you as well. Digital Dankness says he's doing a story based on Max Keiser, Midnight Caller. Word up. Do not disrespect the platform. Crypto News Alerts is not the author of the news articles, just considering the news. Well, it's all good, fam. If someone wants to share links in there, as long as it's not spam and as long as it's not a scam, you know what I mean, to steal people's crypto, it's all good and it's welcomed. And I appreciate your support there. Ron P says, Ja love, JV, guidance and protection. Much love, fam. I greatly appreciate that. Much love. Digital Dankness says, smash the like button, help spread the knowledge of Bitcoin. Hit that subscribe and the bell icon to keep the FUD away. And also check the description for the links that may provide helpful. Yeah, that's right. And I appreciate that. Thanks for the reminder. To everyone new, you got to make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell icon, turn on notifications so you don't miss out. Chris Minka, good morning and welcome. Greg Gio, good morning to you as well. Going on a hike with the kids, so can't make the live starting Monday, but by the first of the week of May, you will see the next leg of the banking crisis. I mean, we're witnessing it in firsthand. That's no joke, as I pointed out with Argentina. Bitcoin is at prices not seen in 2 weeks. Oh no. I know, isn't it hilarious how the bears just panic like it's the end of the world instead of just stacking them sats? It's Saturday. Happy sat stacking day. Yeah, I mean, that's what Saturdays are for. Doing well. Thanks for asking. Good to hear you're doing well. Digital Dankness. Lazarus, happy Saturday. It is good to see you, fam. One of these days, I'm going to play a game of chess with you, JV. I'd love to play anytime. I appreciate the challenge. I mean, it's my passion. I love playing chess as much as I love sharing the Bitcoin news. What program or site do you use? I'm using Lichess. You can find me there. I'm also on chess.com, but I prefer Lichess personally. I think it's superior. Dan says on the panic, the horror, the bear market is here. Bitcoin is only up 67% year to date. That's it, Dan. It's the end of the world. Doesn't it seem that way? Yeah, I mean, who else is playing chess? Let me know if you're a chess player. El Salvador, still cheap to live in? I do believe so. If you compare it to many cities in the United States, especially major cities, it's probably going to be way cheaper and more affordable. Will it be that way forever? Probably not. As more and more people, as Max is bringing 10,000 people to El Salvador, it's going to get more expensive because more and more people are going to be buying real estate. Kind of like here in Puerto Rico. When I came here in 2017, I'd say things were way more affordable. Since then, rent is up several 100%. houses, the house market is up hundreds of percent because we're witnessing hyperinflation in real time as the dollar continues to lose its purchasing power, especially in comparison to gold and Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I will create an account and see if we can get some game going sometime. Would love that. I prefer the 3-minute blitz games, so I'd encourage you to challenge me there, and I'm down to play. How you doing, JV? I'm doing great. Steve Kingston, appreciate you tuning in live, fam. Coin Father, good morning and welcome. Appreciate you tuning in as well. Evan Rivero, good to see you. Appreciate you tuning in live. Hope you're having a great day. How's your weekend? Do not pay not pay taxes. It is illegal. I am not joking. Not sure what you're referring to there. Are you saying it's unconstitutional? I know McAfee was preaching that, and then they arrested him for tax evasion. So you just got to be careful. You can't trust the powers that be. You know what I mean? I'm buying the dip, says Matt. That's what's up. BTFD, take advantage of it. Love to hear it. Dip in hand, more sats in the pocket. Thank you. Consolidation. That's what's up. Nathan says, I am Megadon. Him too. UFO Nut, good morning and welcome. Looks like Midnight Caller is getting moderated. Good stuff. I appreciate the moderators out there. Thank you. Also, Max retweets all of his tweets, so Max supports JV. That's right. I appreciate that. Shout out to Max Keiser. Appreciate all the love. Max was the first one on crypto Twitter to show me love. I remember I had like less than 50 followers. He started retweeting my stuff, and I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. Well, no other influencers were supporting me. So that's why I have a lot of extra respect for Max, if you haven't noticed. Self-censorship, think before you type, 100%. No spamming in the chat. I appreciate the moderators. Again, thank you. Satwise Jenks, good morning. What's good? Bitcoin Trini, good to see you, fam. How you doing? How's your weekend thus far? That's what I'm talking about. Willis, word up. Satwise, good morning to y'all. I knew I could count on y'all. Nathan, isn't there a Bitcoin event every year in Colorado too? Good question. Let me know. And how many of you are going to be attending a Bitcoin event in Miami? I know that's right around the corner, right? Is that coming up in May? Going to be the Bitcoin conference in Miami to research Lightning payments for my website and business. That's what's up, Megadon. You may want to look into OpenNode, just FYI. Yeah, I had ETH Denver, word up, month ago, I believe. That's cool. Megadon, awesome. I can't wait to Miami this year. F1 says Max Keiser recently said how the name Bitcoin has held it back from mass adoption. Yeah, so Max was just making a point because there's so many ish coins out there that try to copy, Bitcoin. So he said something along the lines on crypto Twitter that if Bitcoin was only called Bit and didn't have the word coin in it, we'd already be at $500,000 per coin. Basically meaning newbies wouldn't be confused with Bitcoin and all the altcoins, I think was his point. And if that's true, who knows? But it was a pretty interesting tweet nonetheless. Can you link Strike as a payment management on a website? I think so. I know you can do that with OpenNode, and I know they're a competitor of OpenNode, so probably more than likely. Better yet, JB Lightning is no risk for vendors because customers pay the micro fee. Boom. No brainer. Thank you for sharing that, Satwise. Love it, but I use their direct deposits, says Nathan. Statwise says I use Phoenix Wallet to cash out on Play for stats, games, and everyday Bitcoin transactions from Strike, etc. It's open source and Tor enabled. Awesome. And as I shared the other day, now the Treasury just launched their privacy enabled wallet, and it also has Tor built in as well. So now you can have privacy on the Trezor. And again, just a reminder for those of you that have your crypto on the exchanges, remove your crypto from the exchanges and put it on your whole cold wallet device, such as a Trezor or a Ledger, as we discussed. I wish I was going to Miami to do the same thing you're doing. Have a blast, brother. I still like PlanB, and this sounds like a reasonable prediction. I think very reasonable. 60,000. I mean, I'm hoping to conquer that price action this year. But if it didn't happen this year, obviously next year we are absolutely going to return to all-time highs. And after the halving, typically when we go parabolic, right? So if history is to rhyme, if not necessarily repeat, things are looking strong for the Bitcoin price action. Also, keep in mind, history shows us every 4-year cycle, we have a negative year, which in this case was in 2022, followed by 3 consecutive positive years. This would be that first positive year, 2024, the year of the halving next year, the second positive year, and then 2025, I'm expecting to hit the peak. That's where I'm anticipating $200,000, $300,000 Bitcoin price very easily. We shall soon see. Move to Maine, and no one plays chess with me. They play pin the tail on the moose. What in the world? You got to move out of Maine if that's the case. I remember pin the tail on the donkey when I was a kid. Birthday parties. Hilarious. How do you feel about the Stacks ledger and when is it coming out? Because I'm trying to get one. I don't know much about it. It just looks pretty. I've never used it, so I don't have any insights there. Is that already out? Please do let me know if it is. Crypto News Alerts fam, Stack Sats all day. El Salvador trip for my birthday month. That's what's up. You really going to El Salvador for your birthday? Which month may that be? And have a great weekend, y'all. Have a great weekend, Coin Father, and everyone tuned in here. Greatly appreciate that. Chess player, but don't have anyone to play with. So lonely. Anyone reach out to me in my Telegram chat. If you're not a part of the Telegram chat, be sure to join it. And I'll share my username in there. If anyone wants to reach out to me on Lead Chess and challenge me to a game, I just suggest it's a 3-minute blitz. If it's 10 minutes, I don't have the time to play. 3 minutes is what I'm going to do. So just so you know. Social Missionary says we have 200 years of experience from fiat and banking systems integrated into blockchain for the technology era. In the future, Bitcoin to $35,000 soon. I mean, that's a given. I'd love to see $35,000 sooner than later as well. I love the video of Max and Daniela, proof of the high priesthood. Exactly. And once again, just to bring you back, that's when everyone was bearish. We just had the most unepic year. That's when Bankman-Fried scammed investors of over $9 billion. Terra Luna collapsed. It seemed one thing after the other. Price action went all the way down to what, $15,500 ballpark. And everyone's like, the death of Bitcoin. This is it. Peter Schiff saying we're going to zero. Yada, yada, yada. And then lo and behold, we surged beyond expectation. Everyone was anticipating Bitcoin to be like a bearish 2023. And like pointed out earlier, we rise over 90% from the bottom to the top. Not too shabby. That's 100% from ultimately 100% rise from that bottom. And just like that, all it took was a quarter for the majority of those gains. We gained over 70% first quarter of 2023. And I remind you, we're just getting started. MB says, love chess and Bitcoin. Me too. Maybe. We're brothers. You never know. Still thinking $300,000 to $500,000 Christmas 2025. I'd love to see that. That would make one hell of a Christmas, wouldn't it? Can't stand that woman, even though I still watch some of her stuff, I guess referring to Daniela Cambone. Respect to Daniela for even having Max on and being able to share that in the first place. I like their platform, but even though I don't agree, obviously, with her decipherment of the Bitcoin price action. She's obviously a gold head, hence why she's so bullish on gold and not so necessarily bullish on the King crypto. Screw the predictions. Keep stacking. Super bullish for the future. Thanks for the reminder, Steve Kingston. You know what I mean? I always love Max's predictions because it will ultimately happen. 100%. And Max has been telling us to buy Bitcoin back when it was $1 via the Keiser report. The first time on national television via RT, he was telling us about the power of the dollar being the future of money. Many people didn't listen, and now those regrets. Talk about that. Bitcoin is up over like 20,000% in the past decade. Insanity, right? Last bull cycle could have been different without the scams or there. That's right. If we didn't have FTX and Terra Luna and all the scammers, Three Arrows Capital, all the things that went defunct, we would have never dipped that low. That was massive black swan after black swan. Hence why we dipped below 20. I think 20 would have held strong. I wouldn't see us even dipping probably below 25 if that didn't exist. But guess what? We can't change and go back in time and change that. So it is what it is. But I think in the long run, it's just going to make us that much stronger because it removes the bad actors out of the space. And that's important for the next bull run. It'll just make it that much more sound. You know what I mean? I still like Plan B, and this sounds like a reasonable prediction. Agreed. Shout out to Plan B. I mean, stock to flow model has been historically very accurate for a very long time. Just more recently, past couple of years, it's off the mark, but I think it catches back up myself. 35,000 after 24,000, says Steve. Smash the like button, crew. Support our guy, JV. Much love. Appreciate that, Nathan Roth. Megadon says Peter Schiff's on the way. More wealthier than him. Oh, his son. Yeah, shout out to Peter Schiff's son. I'm a fan of him because he's a pro-Bitcoin advocate, but it's shocking his father's so anti-Bitcoin. But I see Peter Schiff's scheme. He's anti-Bitcoin because he's trying to sell gold to the Bitcoin community. Agree or disagree? Am I right or am I right? Remember that Daniela used to work for Kitco. That's right, Kitco News. That's a fact. Millionaire Meditations, Terra Wolf Nuclear Plant Thoughts. Nuclear anything doesn't sound good. I don't have any info on that. Wish I can share. Are you referring to a crypto, or are we talking about the mass distinction through nuclear fallout? I don't even know. Please do enlighten me, fam. Get rich with Bitcoin. Get super rich with Bitcoin miners. That's what's up, Nate. Much love and much respect. 220,000 plus. Send it. That means a Puerto Rico party. That's right. I'm going to remind everyone, once we cross the all-time high of 69,000, we're going to start planning the date for the $100,000 Bitcoin party, meaning once we cross that six-figure mark, everyone is welcome to come to Puerto Rico to celebrate with me. We need to celebrate, bring the whole crew that we've been chatting with for the past several years. How cool would that be to actually see the faces behind the names? I thought that would be pretty cool. The only thing, no perma bears are welcome. That's my only rule. If you're a perma bear like a Peter Schiff, you're not welcome. We don't want anyone raining on our parade. This is for us to celebrate. This is for us who have, had the faith to hodl and believe in Bitcoin and put our money where our mouth is. And we're all going to celebrate together. We'll record it. I'll bring a camera crew. We'll have some epic times, I promise you. You know what I mean? It's called TeraWolf 50 megawatt plant that will be used for for Bitcoin mining. I did read about that. That's fantastic news. I love to hear that. Absolutely great news for the Bitcoin miners. Steven says, hoping for a negative April that will set up Bitcoin for 5 to 6 month run into the end of the year, like in the past bull cycles. Well, we shall soon see. Stephen Hubbs, gonna cuddle with JV. Woohoo. No cuddling. Just saying, I ain't cuddling with anyone, but we gonna celebrate together. That's a given. Perma BTFD, you got it. They opened a Bitcoin mining plant in the USA. Much respect. Gotta love that. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But anyways, fam, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. We broke down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin traders call for the calm as Bitcoin price slips 10% in a week. I also shared breaking news, $23 billion group SIS to launch Bitcoin and crypto funds this July as the smart money is waking up. We also discussed urgent news that Argentina's central bank just suspended operations for today and Monday and is apparently out of US dollars. We also discussed Bitcoin Lightning Network 1,000x cheaper than Visa and MasterCard. We also discussed the BRICS nations buying massive amounts of gold ahead with a plan to dethrone the US dollar. We also discussed the De-Dollarization and looming capital flight from the US, which will boost the Bitcoin price, says BitMEX founder Arthur Hayes. And we also discussed stock to flow target of 60,000 at the time of the next halving, according to PlanB. And we also shared why Max Keiser is so highly optimistic about Bitcoin cracking $220,000 in a flash, and that it's going to be a fun ride to 220,000. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to